Welcome back to the best podcast in the world, wherever you are listening to us, whether it's on a lovely beach, sipping a margarita with a salty chili rim, or you're walking your screaming child with headphones in trying to ignore the scream.
Not jealous.
We are here for you on that wild ride. Hi. Look at the camera, Zoe, and say hi.
Hi.
Waving at you. No child today, thank fuck. How are you?
I'm honestly perfect.
You
Jess.
look it today. Where's your top from?
I can't even remember the name of it. It's a wee London boutique place.
Mm-hmm.
But it is online, so I'll get back to you on that one.
What do you mean, a London boutique place?
They've got a few stores in London, but that's it.
Or what's it called?
I can't remember.
Fuck's sake, Zoe.
But I will let you know. But it's only a couple of the same thing sort of vibe.
Okay.
One of those, it was just all rails round the edges, but everything was different. There was no more than one thing.
Wow.
Of each piece.
Sounds expensive.
I got 3 things and it was about £200, I think.
Pardon? Pardon?
But I got 2 really nice skirts and a t-shirt.
Yeah, that is beautiful to be fair.
And the skirts are really good quality and things, so I actually think it's not bad.
Love.
Okay.
Love, love, love. So, what's been happening in the world? Molly Mae documentary came out. Thoughts?
Bored.
Bored?
No, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be insensitive, right? But I'll say it anyway,
Obviously you will.
Why did she get whacked off that fence at the horse riding?
No, by the way, I was really shocked by that. That floored me. I knew she fell off a horse.
No, me too, because she said it in a vlog, right? And honestly, I really hope everyone's okay. I know it is, because she said she was fine. But the way she whacked that... And
that was traumatising. I'm surprised she got back on that horse. Fuck's honey, because never again.
I couldn't breathe watching that.
Were you laughing? No, I wasn't. I was like...
No, I gasped, and then I was that, nervous laugh thing where, did I just fucking see that? And also, why would you keep it in? I'd be mortified.
Probably she needed to show the severity of it, of the actual fall.
She's only okay because one, she had a helmet on, and 2, she had a body piece on.
I felt really sorry for her, actually. When she limped away, I was like, oh no. And then they were like, get back on the horse. And she did. And I thought, you know what?
But I don't think she's going to go back on one now.
No, I don't think she is, no. I wouldn't.
Horse riding's dangerous.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, what did you think overall of the documentary? Because I'm sure lots of you listening watched.
I feel like I didn't hate it as much as a lot of people.
People are hating it?
Yeah, loads of people are saying, it's made her look very... My life's just about, a boy. I'll do anything for the boy. That sort of vibe.
Really?
Which I don't really agree with. I think she just wants her family back together.
I don't agree with that at all.
As kind of given Kylie Jenner just wants the same dad to the kids, though.
Yeah.
A wee bit. But I'm also, in that kind of limelight. Fear fucks.
I thought people would be thinking it was a PR stunt more than anything.
I couldn't disagree with that more.
I don't think it was. I don't know why on earth anyone would want to put themselves through that, to be honest.
Pissed.
Yeah, there is no way that is true.
Also, to give him all that hate, I just don't think you would risk that.
No way in hell.
No, I don't
think it was a real thing that she did where she was at a wit's end, and it was a case of, if I'm doing this and putting it out there, then I'm being serious.
Also, I don't think she needs publicity.
No, I don't.
I don't think that's a necessity for her. But I just found it a bit boring, not much happened.
Agree. I kind of think we knew what was going to happen, don't you?
Yeah.
But it's left on a cliffhanger for more episodes.
She's absolutely bringing more, because she keeps saying at the end of things, would you want to see more?
Yeah.
So she's obviously hint, 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 hint. But I'm just not against the Tommy thing as much as people are either.
I'm on the fence with this because listen, it's her baby dad, so it's really hard to, you don't want to be disrespectful of it because, he's obviously a really nice guy.
Yeah, and he seems like a really good dad.
Yeah, I just feel like they're very different. They live in different worlds. I don't know if he's just more her comfort, but the way her sister feels, it's really hard for her to sort of lie on camera about how she feels about Tommy, and I think that speaks volumes.
Yeah, no, me too.
She doesn't say it directly, but it's very much you can do better. He doesn't treat you right. He hasn't treated you right. Alcohol is definitely a problem. It sounds to me like there's loads of other things going on, and she knows all about it because Molly confides in her.
Yeah.
But then when it comes to them being good, she's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Have you just forgot about all those things he did to you?
Yeah.
And then Molly doesn't like it because she sort of humbles her and brings her down back to earth, which again, probably can be quite draining when all you want to do is just
Move on.
get over it and move on.
Yeah.
So it's a hard one, isn't it? I don't know. Well, do I think they'll last? Unsure. I looked at that not Tommy Fury. What's the other one?
Tyson.
Yeah. Div. Him and his wife. I just think I hate the way he treats his wife. And I think I don't want that to be Molly in years to come.
Yeah, he's disgusting. My favourite part of the whole thing was her picking up litter on the streets.
Oh, yeah. The thing is, though, you would do that, wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're not hosting an event with litter lying around.
No way.
But I just thought, I like how she still does it.
Yeah.
Like, she's not saying...
Someone else do it.
Get somebody to clean the place up. She's just like, I'll do it.
I could never do that. I
She's
could never instruct somebody to go and pick up litter.
No, but I think people would expect someone like her to do that, especially when she's all ready to go. Whereas,
I thought you would say your favourite bit was when the news came out and it says Molly and Tommy kissed on Hogmanay, and she went, "What the fuck is a Hogmanay?" I just thought all the Scottish girlies are going to be pissing at this. I never knew what Hogmanay was when I moved here. I thought it was like a hog roast.
I wouldn't even have known that wasn't just a thing.
I guess you wouldn't, would you?
No. I just think fuck waking up to like that. Like people talking about your life and just
she must be so used to it now.
Fuck's sake, I get caught.
But equally, she said that somebody had sold that story to the papers, but it was just somebody literally panning the room and she just happened to be in it and someone slowed it down.
Yeah.
I guess they probably did sell it to the Sun, but...
Or someone maybe just took it off of...
social media,
someone's social media, and then they maybe... maybe it wasn't someone that was there.
Yeah, agree.
Necessarily. But also, again, fuck that.
She'll be so used to it. She'll be so unbothered. And like everything, things pass. People are over it in the next week or two.
I know.
And you're on to something else. Think about how many times the Kardashians have tried to be cancelled and people still love it and still forget it.
Absolutely.
It's boring, isn't it?
Boring.
And I'm seeing lots of like James Charles chat on TikTok. Are you into that?
No.
No, that's taken over TikTok last week. Do you know who James Charles is?
Yes, he not been an arse for a while.
Yes. Then he's now got himself involved in like a relationship, sort of like an abusive online TikTok relationship that's now gone to court and the girls won. Couldn't tell you her name. I'm not that invested. But I did watch his 10 whole minute rant where that guy did not stutter once. He was just straight on it.
Wow.
And people are liking him again.
Right, okay.
God, I feel so Gen Z.
I've not been on TikTok in a long time, I would say.
What about our Prestwick Airport video going absolutely viral on TikTok and Instagram?
People think I'm an arsehole.
No, they don't. I love replying to people on TikTok comments. I flip it. It's my favourite thing to do.
I would like everyone to know that I don't care if you think I'm an arsehole because what I said was factual.
Factual information.
I don't give a fuck if you live 10 minutes from Prestwick. It's not your home.
Prestwick Airport was not offended by our opinion.
Although it is up for sale.
Yeah, you said that.
I might buy it. Do it up.
Listen, if we put Prestwick Airport on the map, then they'll be thanking us. If we get it a better than a Wetherspoons or some more sandwiches in the fridge, then they'll be thanking us.
Look, I don't need more than what's there. But what's there needs to be utilised. Like, there's no point in having fridge and WHS with nothing in them.
And I also agree that it is very convenient when you park up, you're in 10 minutes.
Oh, of course.
But the fact there's one person of security, come on, like, yeah, that's convenient, but it's kind of risky. And then you've also got the fact that there's no food and the fact that it's an hour drive and it's called Glasgow Prestwick when it's not in Glasgow. That's what annoys us, I think. But the people of Ayr, they were triggered. Triggered.
Oh well, sucks to be them.
We went to Gleneagles.
Oh, we did. Gorgeous, bougie time.
Beautiful time.
Do you know what was actually really nice about it? It was like, we just chilled.
We did.
Because we've both
no
been
pressure.
As well. It wasn't like when I went the last time, it was like, we need to like suss out everything and blah, blah, blah. But when we got there, we just chilled for a bit in the room and it was great.
Yeah, I haven't stayed there for almost 10 years, but...
You've been up on the grounds?
Yes, quite a few times.
Yeah. And then we just went for a lovely dinner, a few drinks.
That was really good. We had dinner in the brasserie.
Those prawns,
Ben and Brasserie.
I would say, are the best prawns I've ever had, I think.
They were great. And the crab, that crab dip.
What was that thing at the bottom?
Some sort of like zesty avocado mousse, maybe?
Mousse is the perfect word for that, I would say.
Gorgeous. So
Loved
fresh.
it. Both of the pasta,
I
did
had
we?
the special pesto, like beefy ragu, and you had the vodka pasta, did you?
I could never not take the vodka pasta if it's on the menu.
Agree. And then we wanted some GB, but they didn't have it in the menu, but they made us some specifically for the pasta.
We did a lot of food, but we did eat it all.
Every single last drop.
We hadn't really eaten much that day though, I don't think. Let's just say that anyway.
And a tiramisu. And what was the other thing we had?
Custard something.
Apple.
No, not toasted isn't the right word. Like baked custard pie or something like that.
Pie.
But it had like a kind of raspberry ripple kind of ice cream on top, and then like a strawberry
Drizzle.
That was unbelievable.
Mwah. So good.
We had about 40 apples.
So we did. Keep bringing them. Keep bringing
You
them.
want another drink? Fine, no bother.
Bring it to us.
Why not?
And then we went up to the room, had a nice early night, and we've actually vlogged it. So that'll be this month's special. So he was really on the ball with the vlogging, and that camera is so cool, by the way.
I just don't know what it's going to look like.
Well, I showed Richard the camera. Well, he's found it in my bag, because you've left it in my bag, by the way, if you're wondering where it is. And he pulled it out and he went, "When did you get this?" I went, "Oh, Zoe got it." He went, "Do you realise how good this camera is?" I says, "I have zero idea how good this camera is."
Does he want me to film him doing some fitness bits on it?
Possibly. He was like, "Oh, somebody he loves has got this camera," and he said it's amazing.
I think a lot of fitness people are using it, by the way.
Right. Because he did buy me that dongle thing once.
Yeah. But your phone like just tilts.
Yeah.
That's got a mind of its own. It's hard to use that, I think. Whereas this, it's like, it's the actual, just the camera that's moving rather than like a device.
And I guess it's just really easy because it's small.
So small. It's just hard to know. Obviously, you're used to looking at your phone screen, which is quite almost like real size to an extent, if you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. Like if you're doing that, whereas because that's a tiny wee screen, you're like, am I as close as this looks? Because if I am, we need to move further back.
We need to move away, yeah. Well, we'll let you know how that looks, and if it doesn't go up on Patreon, then you'll know why.
Yeah, we'll try again. We'll need to go back to Gleneagles, and then we'll need to come back in this. We need to do it all over again.
But we went across to, because I hadn't been to Gleneagles for that long, I obviously hadn't explored the grounds out with the hotel. See, I use that word there. Smart. It was is it the sporting centre?
Sporting club.
Sporting club.
Yeah.
Somebody works at Gleneagles. I was having a big rant to Zoe that, because, you know, Gleneagles is a little bit highbrow. It's very, you have the horse ride when you're young. You're wearing barber jackets,
it's
Wellingtons.
Money.
It's old as fuck money.
You're
driving the old school Range Rovers. You're not driving no Defender.
No.
You're driving like the big truck.
You're annoyed that like young rich folk are getting Defenders now.
Correct. So I did feel a little bit like, okay, I'm not sure I want to go and do all this posh sporting malarkey.
Yeah.
But they do, when I went into the sporting centre, they have like a climbing wall, they had a big massive paddle court. And I don't know, they had music on that was like house music in there.
Yeah, it's very cool vibes.
Very cool vibes. And all the interior, somebody has come from Soho Home or Soho House.
Absolutely.
Because even the lamps were from Soho Home and they've just made
Jess did pick up the lamp just to check the label on the bottom of it, which was obviously appropriate.
I was like, I love that lamp. I think that's Soho Home. Picked it up and I was like, I can confirm it is.
It was a big lamp, by the way.
Massive. I checked online after because I thought, oh, that'll be perfect in my living room. It was about £500.
You should have just stuck it in your bag whilst you were there.
Thought that.
It was in your hands anyway, you were ready.
See ya.
Stick it in the bottom of the pram.
And then we walked out the doors and there was somebody trotting along with horses and that. It was just very, I don't know, next level.
But it is like, as you said, even though it is kind of old money vibes, the sporting club and everything's really cool. And even just things like they've hot towels, hot and cold towels there that you can just take and use, the lemon water, like just things like that make it a lot more enjoyable.
They put a Tommy Tippy nappy bin in the room and I thought that was really cool. I was like, it's not that I would ever even notice, but the fact that it
was actually me that noticed, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was you.
There's a nappy bin in there,
You've
by the way.
got that nappy bin in your nursery in here. I was like, no way. A wooden cart for Jenson, a little tiny dressing gown and little slippers, which obviously didn't fit him. Baby bubble bath and baby lotion.
A wee toy. A little
teddy
squirrel
teddy thing, yeah. But what I was going to say about the outside area of the sporting place, they have like a Go Ape thing. They have like 4x4 go-karts. You're in the toilet at this point. I was asking the guy and he's like, yeah, we've got like zip lines. There's like obstacle courses outside that you can go and climb.
I didn't realise that actually.
Then there's the shooting range, which I did years ago. I did clay pigeon shooting.
What's that bird thing?
Oh my God, yeah. We weren't sure on that.
I don't think I like that. Birds being kept in wee cage things. I don't think I like that at all.
So we were walking.
There was an owl.
It was an owl.
This is going to make me sound dumb as shit, right? But have you ever actually kind of just thought an owl's even real?
Well, you don't see them.
Exactly. Like, you know owls are a thing, right? But like, when have you ever seen one?
And a bit
You've
like
not?
Maurice just showed us that picture of a reindeer. I've never seen a reindeer in my life.
I've seen like a deer, but not a reindeer.
No.
Different things.
Yes.
Money's got a mic. What the hell? Speak up.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You whispered into the mic. Yes.
But I honestly, truly don't think I've seen an owl like that before. And
Because
the head
his
is the
head
only,
actually was like...
that is the only thing that moves, and I felt sorry for him.
Same.
It was gorgeous as well.
what
I've
was
got a
over
good
there
picture.
was-
We'll put it in here, right?
What, behind a cage?
I know, maybe that's sick.
because we walked by there was a guy flying them out. Massive flying, like, what do you call it, arena? I don't know. Field?
Like it was outdoors, but it's got like the bits that they have to go and
Like
perch
perch.
on. Yeah.
And it was the biggest bird I've ever seen, personally. And it was an eagle that he was flying. And I had to go over. I was so
Name
excited.
the film. The Eagle is Flying.
Richard just says to me all the time. And I'm like, tumbleweed. What is it?
Princess Diaries.
Would have never have got that.
They're talking about the Queen.
Okay.
Yep.
So I saw this humongous eagle, and he was giving me all the information. How old was he? Like, he said he's been
29.
29 years of age.
That's older than me.
So it is. And he went,
That's weird.
oh, this is not even the biggest one we've got. Go and see the other one. It's in the cage or the outdoor thing. It was huge.
Massive. And then there was a couple of wee small ones, and then there was the owl.
No.
That's when you see old money, though. Do you know what I mean?
But they were born and bred there. They don't know any different. Listen, it's no different to my cats being in my gaff their whole life. Is it?
I know, I'm not sure.
They're treated amazing. But I know they're not roaming free. Listen, we did feel a bit weird by that, didn't we?
Yeah, we didn't really get the camera of that out, really. Because we were like, is this acceptable?
Okay, right. And then we went home.
We did. That was the busiest week of my life.
Yeah, so tell us what you did then.
Because we went to David Gray the Tuesday,
Oh, yes, so we did.
in here in Gleneagles on the Wednesday. Thursday night I actually went to an event with my brother at Bad.
Oh, yeah, how was that?
They're doing like a kind of collab thing with Honest Pizza, where every Thursday, let me get this information because it's actually quite a good deal.
Okay.
Okay. Right, so every Thursday from 5 until 10, they're doing unlimited pizza and barbecue for 20 quid.
Right.
And obviously it was a scorching day, so you were like out in the beer hall bit.
Nice. Yeah.
Beer
That was
hall?
opposite where when we
beer
did our
garden.
event. Yeah.
Yes. And then they've got, I didn't realise you can actually go upstairs there.
Yeah.
It was bloody brilliant, by the way. So it's like I don't know who's doing the barbecue part, but it's like a partnership with Nonna's Said Pizza. So they give you a box, and it's like a hot dog, a burger, some grilled chicken things, and then you like pick a few bits of pizza and chips. And then you get a drink at the bar.
And that's when? Every Tuesday?
Every Thursday.
Sorry, every Thursday.
From 5 till 10.
Fabulous.
But it's quite a good thing just to pop into if it's a nice night, do you know what I mean? Anyway, I was actually the plus one
Yes, to your bro.
to my brother, and I thought, fair fucks, you had him, son, do you know what I mean? On Friday, I went to London.
How was that? Tell us it from start to finish.
Bloody gorgeous, what a weekend for it, by the way.
London's so good in the sun.
It was really
It's
good.
London's so good in the winter. Like, it's just a
I
great
know,
place
but
to
I
visit
think-
and leave.
I know, well, that's the thing. Like, I'm usually quite happy to leave, but I'd go back tomorrow.
Would you?
But it's the sun. I know we've got sun,
Yeah.
but
That's why it's a good thing. I think we've actually got the same weather as London at the moment, which is
we've
very
just
rare.
got a lack of the outdoor places that they've got on like
Yes.
every corner. We don't have it the same because we're not used to the weather as much. But anyway, went down there on the Friday, flew down in the morning. Didn't book my flight until the morning before, obviously.
I know Zoe was in the bed with me at Gleneagles and I was like, please just book your flight.
You know when there's just not a good option though, and it just stops you from booking it because you're like, none of these are good options.
Because basically your flight was whatever price it was. And then I was like, right, why don't you fly to here? And then, but then if you add up the price of the Stansted Express, and then it was all rounding up the same, wasn't it?
That's what I ended up doing, but it was actually easy enough. So on the Friday, I met our friend Molly, went to the hotel,
How did you stay?
100 Shoreditch. I've stayed there a few times.
Yeah.
It's just quite easy, I think.
Really nice rooftop there, bar.
Yeah. Which we actually didn't go to, by the way, because it doesn't open till 5.
Oh, what?
And then it's not open on a Sunday. And we were busy at night. So it's like, we didn't have time to get...
Don't they do a bottomless brunch, though? Like
maybe it's like once every...
on a Saturday, I think.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Unsure. I mean, it might be, because I didn't try going on the Saturday, to be fair, but the Friday night, we just got ready and everything, and then we went up to a rooftop called Boundary.
Yeah, I know the Boundary, yeah.
Just
nice
round the corner.
And small,
yeah.
little rooftop.
Couple of Aperols. And then we met my friend Abby, who lives there as well, and went to a restaurant. I can't remember what it was called, but it was nothing like groundbreaking.
Okay. Was it Italian?
Yeah. Got some pasta, which was nice, to be fair. A few drinks, and then we went to see the Great Gatsby show.
And this is new, isn't it, to West End?
I'm going to put something out there.
Go and say it.
Top 3.
Shut up.
I would say that's my top 3 shows of all time.
Amazing.
And that's a large
Okay,
statement.
so what's your top 3?
Wicked's obviously in there, which just annoys me as well. Okay, fine. Great Gatsby and maybe
I know one that you've said is your favourite.
The Waitress.
Yes. I thought it was something called begin with H.
Heather.
Heather, yeah.
That was good as well. 3's hard, right, but that's in there. I don't know what the third one is. That can maybe come and go. Change in my mood, but Great Gatsby's
you
up
said
there.
Mamma Mia, no?
I prefer the film, the show, I think. I just know the film too much. It's like I'd rather go see other things. But anyway, it was more like Amber Davies was the lead from Love Island. She was amazing. The set and everything was so good. Like, that adds to it a lot.
And was Amber Davis good?
She was so good.
Was she?
I didn't really know what to expect from her. Like, I didn't know if I would find it quite unable to see her in character because you kind of know her.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? And like on Love Island, I think she was like, I don't want to say annoying, but she was quite kind of like nippy.
Yeah.
So it's like...
She's always been doing West End, hasn't she, since she was a kid?
Loved it so much, honestly. I'd recommend it to everyone. And I booked us tickets like the start of the week, and we were back row of the stalls, but the stalls, there's not loads of rows. I think it was like row N. And we were in the middle section though, and honestly, there were amazing seats, because the stalls where that shows in rise, are risen.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's the one.
Rise or risen.
Whereas stalls are quite shite if it's all the one level, because then you've got heats in front of you, but obviously it was fine. But the set was unbelievable. It was as if there was a pool. It was so good. Recommend, okay?
I'm trying to think what the Great Gatsby, how they would make that into... Who played Leonardo DiCaprio?
I don't know.
Oh, it was just a random,
I think so.
guy.
I'm not sure. I've actually not looked on Instagram, to be fair, because usually I quite like a wee nosy who was who, but I've not looked, so it might be a somebody, I'm not sure. Didn't recognise him though.
Was he handsome?
From afar, he looked like one of the actors from Top Gun, but the girls were like, you're so off it, you know, when you just get something in your head. But what I will say is, the film didn't grab me.
I don't really remember the film, to be honest.
I don't know if I just watched, like, I don't remember it either.
I just remember the gif where he just puts up a champagne glass.
Yeah, same. But I don't really know. I think I tried to watch it, honestly, not even that long ago, like maybe in the last couple of years, say, and I couldn't really get into it, and I don't think I continued watching it.
Yeah.
So when we thought about going there, I was a bit like, oh, I'm sure the show, like, I could imagine it being a good show. And it was brilliant. Now, I would watch the film now.
Did Abby and Molly agree that it was top 3?
Molly said it was, she thinks it's the best show she's ever seen, and Abby said the same thing. Abby's not seen a lot of shows though.
Yeah.
So she was like, I've not seen loads, but it's probably top there. Molly said I would walk right back in there and watch that all over again.
She did. And the music...
But I would have too.
Was the music original songs or was it from the film? Because I can't think...
I couldn't tell you because I
suppose,
don't even know. But the
Like
music was
songs
good.
that you could sing along to?
Well, I didn't know them.
Okay, so the original songs then?
Yeah, it's not like they've not used like fucking Beyonce single ladies in it.
Yeah.
Like Moulin Rouge, that's what I don't like about that. Anyway, really recommend everyone. And then me and Molly cycled back to the hotel.
Gorge. On your Boris bikes. They're not called that anymore, are they?
On our line bikes.
Line bikes.
Saturday we went for a workout in the morning to cycle, a spin class.
Cycle with a P?
Yes, which I love. Is it not always that?
No.
Cycle's a C.
You're gay. Where, and where?
I think because I'm so used to seeing it like
Yeah.
at the weekend, I'm confused. Did that, then we got some breakfast, then we just got back to the hotel ready and we went out. Went to Borough Market for some food and drinks first. Went to a tacos place called El Pastor. Was really good. I just get fed up eating messy stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? Like, I get a bit bored of trying to fit it in my mouth.
Yeah. Was that one of the like stalls, or did you actually go into a...
No, it was a wee restaurant right at the market.
Yeah.
And then we just went to beer gardens all day, honestly.
In Borough?
Yeah, round about all London Bridge area.
Because they've got some really cool places around their pubs.
I think the one we went to first was it called the Anchor? And that's got a huge outdoors bit. So by the way, if you're going down like that, is a good bit to go to. And luckily, we were at the bar and we thought, right, a couple of us will just go see if we can get a table, thinking we've got absolutely fucking no chance. I'm not joking. Turned the corner right in the sun. Somebody must have just left.
Brilliant.
Table all day. Then we walked back
Did you
down
meet Carrie at this point?
Yes, we met our friend Carrie and her friend Jack at Borough Market that day. We were spending the day with them on Saturday. And Abby came again too. And then got lunch, went to there. Then we went to another place. Couldn't even tell you the name by that point. We were pissed because we were in this one for ages. Got harassed by a man, which was fun. There was this drunk man, right? Mm. And he came up and put his glass on our table because he was done with it.
Yeah.
And then he took it away and we were like, how annoying is it that people do that? Well, we're outside on like a barrel. We're not the fucking bar, like, and we're also not a bin.
Yeah.
Like, we're surrounded a barrel and you just keep coming and putting your glass on, you lazy shite. Mm. So he did it once more and I think Jack maybe said to him,
like, do you mind?
She said, like, yeah, can you not? Like, this is our table. And he was so drunk beyond belief and he said something like, if you were a girl and I was a boy, and we were like, we are girls and you are a boy. I think he was trying to obviously say the opposite. Yeah. And I don't know whether he was going to say that behaviour wouldn't have been acceptable from you, or if he was trying to say, I don't have a fucking clue, but he was trying to say that he was pissed. And we were all looking at him like, are you actually okay? Mm-hmm. So we ended up getting him chucked out, but he was unwell, I think.
There's nothing worse than a really drunk man.
He was just prancing about the place, like, and the fact that he kept saying stuff like that, I was like, you don't even know what you're saying. Anyway, beer gardens all day, all night. I think I was drinking from 2 to 1. It's a good 12 hours going on there. Unhinged. And then on Sunday, we just went a wee wander about, really.
I was really hoping you would try that Scottish roll place in London. Is it called the Old Hag?
Never heard of it.
Yes, you have. We speak about it in the chat. But they spell old like AULD, how you lot say it.
Old?
Old Hag. And they do the, like, just like normal, like, tatty scone, rolling sausage and all that.
That wasn't even on my radar. Can only apologise.
But apparently it's amazing. I really wish it was here.
Jess, I need to go back.
Yeah, you should.
Anyway,
anything else?
Then we just went a wee walk up. What do you call it? Is it Spitalfields?
Spitalfields, yeah.
Walked around there, wee bit of shopping, wee bit of lunch, and then it was home time for me.
Where did you have lunch?
What did we actually do? Oh, we ended up just going to Box Park.
Nice.
So it was near the hotel. We had to get our bags and everything again. And also, you know that way when you're, like, we weren't dying from a hangover, but it's just that underlying, like, I don't know what I feel like eating. Do I even want to eat? I'm so dehydrated, you know, that kind of like, and it was roasting hot, so just a bit like I need up the road.
Yeah. So
I just get some sweet potato fries.
Did you fly back from Stansted?
Yeah. So I got the train back and it was a tough journey, I would say. Oh my God. And then the plane tried to land.
Yeah.
And it did that thing that it went straight back up into there.
Why?
I thought, is this my time? Because if it is, that's okay. But just let me know.
Why? Why does it do that? I don't know about this.
So sometimes if they can't... apparently it's actually always a pilot fault. But they would never say that. Like, they've not processed the landing right?
Okay.
I thought that's so good to know. But they said basically that the runway we were going into had a plane in it that was obviously taken off, but then that had a fault, so they had to get everyone off the plane. So by the point we were meant to be going into it, it was still busy.
Right.
It was occupado. So the plane had to go right back up into the sky. Now, when I say I'm surprised there was not shit on my pants.
There is nothing worse when you think it's your time in the air.
And I thought, do you know what? I wouldn't even be mad.
Because you feel like shit.
Yeah, I was ready.
I
was like, do you know what?
Me now.
I'm ending it on a high, I'm ready. But I was at the aisle and the girl out the window kind of like shot herself. And the woman in between was like, it's happened before. And I actually, surprisingly, spoke up and said, don't worry, like, it's happened to me before, because it has happened to me before. And I know that I'm not a great flyer, and I thought that's a shame if she's freaking out. But then we were like circling for 10 minutes and I thought this could go on for hours. But luckily it was only about 10 minutes or so.
Was it Sleazy Jet?
Sleazy jet. I'm never a fucking sleazy jet, honestly. I'm keeping that alive. Anyway, I've spoken far too long. What have you been up to?
Nothing. Fuck all.
Perfect. New openings?
No, I went to a few places to eat, which I think is worth talking about. I went to Cafe Strange in the South Side, which I've been to many times. Legendary place. I wanted to go and try Henry's.
Oh, yeah.
Because they do small plates, but they didn't serve.
Did you go there for a drink one time?
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
When we did our bar. No, we didn't do that on our bar call, did we?
I think we did. We did. It's got the outdoors bit.
Yeah. So I wanted to go there for some small plates, but it didn't open until 5, the kitchen. So I went next door to Cafe Strange and had the most amazing cheese, chili jam and kimchi toasty, right?
Wow.
It was filled to the brim of cheese. It was amazing. And a Vietnamese iced coffee, so good. Sat in the sun. And you were just saying like about a drunk man. Well, we were sat there and I was feeding Jenson, and this, I don't know if he was homeless, but he was a very high as a kite guy, came over.
Oh, I don't like that.
At the same time, another drunk couple were walking by, and this guy was very over the top. He was actually hugging a Deliveroo driver, screaming that he was the local legend, right? He had his top off. And I thought, oh my God, this is just so chaotic. And then he kept saying, excuse me, the guy with the couple. This is the local legend, rah, rah. So I was like, okay, ha, ha, ha. Obviously, I got Jenson in my arms. Meanwhile, this homeless guy was coming up to me. He clocked the pram and came over, stumbled over and went to look in the pram. Richard was like, no, mate, like back off.
No, I would have shot
Next
myself
minute,
instantly.
he is in a headlock, being twisted round, completely out for the count. The other guy ran over and completely just did him.
Saved him from you.
Yeah, but he was just obviously being over the top. He didn't need to do that. But it was like, it's all right. I've got this. But the guy was actually in it. He must have done some martial arts or something, because he was boom.
That's the most eventful thing I've ever heard.
And even Richard was like, fucking, I ain't messing with him. He was like, mate, it's okay. And he's like, no. And he goes, you don't touch babies. And I was like, but the baby's here.
I mean, he's not wrong.
And don't get me wrong, he was being nice, but it was just a very intense time. The woman of Cafe Strange came out. She was like, please stop. They started like having a scrap.
Oh my dear Lord.
Meanwhile, he's just absolutely loving life. And then this other guy tries to start talking to me, and I was like, oh, how old is he? I was like, oh, he's just feeding at the moment. Then he was like, oh, I am so sorry, I shouldn't be, because he's obviously on my boob. I was like, mate, it's okay, just relax.
There's a lot going on at Cafe Strange, bro.
Never again. Woman kept apologising. She brought me out a strawberry tart to apologise for the commotion. So that was quite eventful on Thursday.
No, that isn't half.
Then we walked down through Victoria Park and went to Peacock's, which is the ice cream place that was at Dockyard Social back in the day. The Canadian ice cream place, but they've now opened their own beautiful ice cream parlour, which is near Southside somewhere. But as I was walking down through Southside, I noticed that Pisano Pizza is going to be opening on the corner. Did you know that?
No.
Massive new one. It's not open yet.
Are people still into that?
I mean, I don't know, but it's quite good. It's right near the Marlborough, the new place that was the shed. Yeah. So that's opening in Southside. And then I went on Sunday to the Clarence, which is the old Shucks, Woodlands Road.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, I got invited to there maybe 2 days before I gave birth. I got invited to the opening. I never posted about it because my mind was elsewhere, and it was actually beautiful. And haven't been back since. But I knew when I was there, they told me that they're going to start doing Sunday roasts.
That looks good, by the way.
So I thought, you know what, I'll go. Zoe, it was amazing.
Best roast in Glasgow?
Yeah, I would say so far that was probably the best in terms of like taste. Mm-hmm. Like the meat was melt in the mouth, gorgeous. The gravy was so delicious. I mean, bear in mind, these chefs they're amazing. They're from Kalebrook, you know, the Michelin star restaurant in Glasgow. So they know their shit. So I knew it was going to be a good roast. The roast potatoes were amazing. Cauliflower cheese, so, you know.
It's up there.
It's up there. I had a nice glass of red, and it was just a really nice Sunday. Had a sticky toffee pudding for dessert, proper Sunday scran.
Love it.
So yeah, really, really recommend there.
Perfect. Need to hit that up then.
And then the last new place that I went to was Byers Road. I think it was after. When did we go? Me and Rich, we've been everywhere. He also went to the pizza place that you went to?
Sears.
He had a slice. I was too full to eat, but he had a pizza.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, loved it. So it was great.
Good.
I went to Haiti, which is the new hyped
Is the name of it like Hey Tea?
Haiti, yeah. It's the new hyped up place on Byes Road, matcha, very futuristic. I felt like I was having an experience queuing up there. It was like an episode of Black Mirror. It was mental.
iRobot sort of vibes.
Very much so. Don't know, it was so cool in there, but it's just like something I've never experienced before in my life. And I waited a long, long time, by the way. So if you are going, guys, it's a massive, popular tea chain restaurant in China that's come to, I think it's in London, it's in Soho, but it's come to Glasgow.
Right.
And I think it's a perfect location because there's so many Chinese exchange students in the uni. So it's right next to the uni. So I think it's an amazing location for that. But the queue is massive. It clearly is very popular over in China because it was just mobbed.
That's crazy, isn't it?
And I went for the matcha cloud, and this means it's like cream cheese frosting on top, which an acquired taste. Felt violently ill after. And then I got Richard this, like, he's like, oh, just get me anything, get me like a fruit tea. And I got him the most vile, lumpy mango passion fruit. Listen, it was unique, it was different, but I strongly don't recommend if that's not what you're into. It was like eating sick. No. Hard no, mixed with like cream.
No. It's given
a very strange concept.
Stingy arsehole.
Yes. He put it straight in the bin. I was like, that cost me 17 quid. By the way, expensive as hell.
17 for one?
No. For two.
Both?
Yeah,
okay.
I was shook at that. Let's go on to some new openings that we keep banging on that we're going to talk about. And we haven't. But there is some good places around Glasgow. So sorry, this is just Glasgow at the moment. So if you have got any new places in Edinburgh, Manchester, London, let us know. But this is just Mango. This is just Glasgow. Mango's number one on the list. Mango has opened on Buchanan Street. Big, massive one. It's got Mango Man as well.
That's very European of us, I think. Is Mango still in Buchanan Galleries or not?
No. Closed.
That was shite anyway, I think. We need to bigger and better.
Agree.
Have you been in it?
Yes, a few times.
Good.
And yeah, it's got the upstairs is good as well. Remember I said to you last week on Patreon that I didn't love that there's loads of red, blue and white everywhere and it's
Oh yes, it was
all
in that
mango.
one, right, okay. Because you can definitely get good mangoes and shite mangoes.
We've said about the Fort mango, it's crap, but this is, because it's got the 2 floors, you've got a little bit of younger mango in there as well.
Bit of both.
Yeah.
Space NK expansion.
Have you been in yet?
I've not been to the shops in Glasgow for some time. So no, I've not.
It's bloody brilliant.
I'm going in this week, so I'll be in there.
It's got every brand you could possibly think of in there.
I just think feeling down, Space NK trip.
Couldn't
feeling
agree.
bougie, Space NK trip.
I'm going to say it, Space NK over Sephora every day for me.
Oh, 1000% Sephora's super drug to Space NK.
And Space NK, I've been a big fan of for years, and I think people have really known that it's on the radar and what sort of things it stocks until recently.
It was a bit more kind of old money vibes again.
Yeah, you'd find it in Chelsea, in London.
What about Uniqlo? Is that opened yet?
No, I don't think so.
Is there anything about that going on?
Oh, it's in the works. It'll be opening soon.
Are we seeing it visibly?
Yes.
Right, okay. So we're just waiting.
Yeah. Dishoom is coming to Glasgow.
I think that's a big, massive green flag for Glasgow.
And Zoe, can we just please discuss what I said? Was it to you or was it to Richard? It was to you.
I don't know.
When we were down Buchanan Street and I said, look at that building. Remember?
That'd be perfect.
And I said, that would be perfect for something like Dishoom.
You did say that.
And then 2 months later, it's going in that bloody building.
I do think that's perfect though.
You know, we're retail's number one fan. We love it. We love it.
Love it. The Shum breakfast, unbelievable.
What's it called? The chili naan? I was trying to tell Alan what it is.
Chili.
Breakfast naan.
Yeah.
And their
Breakfast
black
naan.
dal. Oh my God. I do
Remember
love it.
we went near London? Did we not see Louis Tomlinson?
Yes.
It wasn't Louis Tomlinson. It was the Irish one, was it not?
Niall.
Niall
was sat in there. The Shoreditch one. Right near where you stayed.
I know, I did think about it actually.
Then we've got 2 new really cool, very hipster places opening. We've got the Corner Shop, which is So let me get this one straight because they both sound very similar. We've got the caravan shop and the corner shop. The corner shop is the old Grain and Grind near the brunch club in Finniston.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's very like Basque food, small plates, Gilda, nice.
It's giving like a nice Friday night vibe.
Yeah. And then you've got the caravan shop, which is the same owners as Brett, which is bang opposite Brett. And that is, again, a bit small plates if you're going for a nice wine and charcuterie vibe.
It's a lot of good places to try, I think.
Yeah. Zenor have opened a coffee shop in Southside.
That's AJJJ, isn't it?
I got hit in the face, hipster smacked when I walked in there. I was like, whoa, fucking hell. Couldn't believe it. I was like, this is so edgy.
I'd walk in and the floor would shoot me out the ceiling.
Wow, you get it, scumbag. I was like, this is a bit much.
Ejected immediately. Okay.
But listen, cool as hell, but
Fair fuck.
so hipster.
Maybe I'll get in. I'll get Solomon's on.
You'll get accepted. Tick.
Also, I saw that there was a new 1841 coming, which Jess was like, what the fuck's that? You told me to go there.
I actually did tell you to go there.
But it is
Hidden
like
gem.
It's like a coffee cake shop next to Kapow.
Yeah.
In the West End at the moment. But I don't think their new place is open yet. I had a look on their Instagram earlier. But I think it's also opening in the West End, just a bigger premises.
Whereabouts is that going to be? Do you know?
I don't know. It says round the corner. So that would be Byers Road.
Right.
Because that's just off of Byers Road, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Yes. So a bigger one of that. But we got cakes and things from that the other week there. And
really
they
good.
were good, yeah.
Another place I'd love to shout out about, actually, when I went to the Clarence, I walked by a new pasta place right near Lily Bakes Cakes. Mm-hmm. And it's called Salandini's. Look at how cool this place is. So it's handmade fresh pasta deli. So they hand roll all of their pastas and then you can go in there, just buy all different shapes of pasta and then you buy the jarred sauces with it. So you've just got your meal for home. So cool.
I like the idea of that.
Yeah, me too. Nice location as well. But when I went to go in the other day and it was closing. So they're like, sorry.
I've actually started doing something that you do and writing a list on my phone.
Of places you want to tick off.
Places, because it's so hard to, when you actually are in the moment of, do you want to go out for dinner?
Where
you
do you
can't
go?
think of one single place. Or someone says to you, where's good to go for dinner? Not a single place comes into your mind apart from Sugo.
I know, by the way. I've got 273 places on my Glasgow map. So if you
That's
you guys
crazy.
want
I didn't even
I
think
can,
there was that many people in Glasgow,
I
honestly.
can share it. Blank Street's open on Byers Road now.
You were in a blank street, I saw that.
Yesterday, Byers Road one. Walked by it, didn't even know it was open. I thought that was going to take ages after the one at Central Station.
So did I, actually.
But no,
I assumed you were in Central.
And it's very, the interior is different to the one in town. It's very, I don't know, just understated.
Really?
Yeah.
I obviously passed quite a few of them in London, and this is what I was saying. I mean, I'm not into match or anything really that much anyway, right? But there was no desire to be like, oh cool, I'm in London, I'll go to Blank Street. Because you've got them now.
What you were saying last
Yeah.
week. Yeah.
I mean, it's obviously a good thing,
Yeah.
but it does lose that sort of excitement. But maybe I also didn't feel that because, as I said, I'm not massively into that. Anywho. Anyway, I hope that gets you all out and about.
There's also a street food place. I don't know if this is new, but you guys might know. But it's a Thai street food place in Southside called Chok Pet Noi. Looks really good, by the way, if you like Thai food. And you love Thai food.
I do.
You get yourself there.
By the way, you know Holy Fook
Of course.
that we've been to before?
Yeah.
When I was at the bad event the other night, the family who own it were there. It was a mum, dad and 2 kids, and honestly, it was adorable.
Aw, she's lovely, she is.
They were fucking gorgeous, a lot of them, by the way.
Were they?
Well cute family. I thought good on you. So
What
you've got some
an amazing
business.
business venture, by the way.
I know. Kept
Great
saying
name.
that as well. Great name.
There's a new sandwich shop called Fresca opened as well in Finniston.
That's what we need, I think. More sandwich shops. Also, I know we speak about Juicy quite a lot, right? But I got us a salad rice bowl over there the other day.
That was so nice,
It's fucking
Zoe.
unbelievable.
I'm so glad you picked that for me because I would have never, ever have picked that combination that you put in that salad bowl. It was gorgeous, but
I thought that was very you.
No, it was, but I would have gone for the chicken.
I did think that, and then do you know what? On the way home, I thought we can, like, it doesn't matter who has what. And then I got starving and started eating one. And I realised that was actually the one I got for you that was half leaves in it.
And you got me pickled cabbage with my tuna, and it was such an iconic move.
Edamame beans I put in there for
Yeah,
you.
rice,
That
really
broccoli.
brilliant. Really recommend. Right, we've got some dilemmas, some good juicy dilemmas. Thank you so much for you guys sending them in, by the way. We absolutely flipping love it.
Flipping love it, absolutely. One of our lovely Patreon pigs wrote this in, by the way, on a direct message, and I think fucking good on you, him. Right. Last year, my long-term partner and I moved in together after he left the army. Things quickly went downhill as he began treating me more like a second mum than an equal partner. Sure. Expecting me to do everything for him. We were both miserable, so we decided to split up. He planned to rejoin the army and move away, while I would stay in the flat as I loved it and didn't want to leave. The tenancy was only in his name, and as there would need to be proof of me living there for a year before we could transfer officially into mine. In the meantime, I agreed to keep paying the rent through him since, according to him, it was paid by direct debit and couldn't be easily changed. I trusted him, so I'd been transferring him the rent money directly into his account. Now, 3 months after the breakup, I found out from one of his family members he has a new girlfriend who lives in Ireland, but they have warned me that he really didn't want me to know about it and asked to keep it to myself. Since we've been messaging regularly about the flat since breaking up, I decided to message him and ask that he give me all his login details so I can report repairs, etc. for the flat and not need to speak to him as much. I asked mostly out of respect of his new partner, but didn't actually mention that was the reason, so I didn't grass his family in. Do you know what grass means?
Yes.
He was really reluctant, but eventually caved and gave me access to the portal. That's when I then found out he hasn't been paying the rent and must have been just taking the money for himself. I confronted him and he tried to guilt trip me and said he was struggling and that my money was being eaten up by his car bills and that he was going to make it right at the end of this month. But little does he know I'm aware of his new girlfriend that he's been regularly visiting in Ireland and going to fancy restaurants, etc. with.
Wow.
So if he's been struggling so much, has my rent money been funding all of this with his new relationship? To make things worse, he started dating her just a few weeks after our breakup, all while still calling me, crying, saying he missed me and still loved me. I fell for it and slept with him a few weeks ago. Don't judge, I know it's stupid, but that means that he used me to cheat on her. I'm so glad to be out of that situation. Thankfully had enough savings that I could pay for the rent, but I feel awful for her as she's probably thinking she's dating the best thing since sliced bread. Meanwhile, she has no idea what's been going on behind the scenes. I'm not going to get involved, but part of me hopes this story finds her way to her so she can somehow run for the hills. Shout it from the rooftops.
Where are they based? Is it Glasgow?
Here, I think.
If you're listening to this podcast and you've got a guy that's visiting you
In Ireland.
and
he's in the army. He's cheating on you, babe.
Oh, sorry. Well, he is cheating on you, babe.
That's shite, by the way.
Does he know that she knows that he's got another girlfriend? Like, has she said to him, I know you're seeing a girl in Ireland or not? Is like she kept that completely to herself still? Or what? Is she just hoping that this message gets back to her and she doesn't have to get involved?
No, I don't think she's actually mentioned that. I was just looking there. She did confront him about not paying the rent.
Yeah.
But that's when...
She doesn't want to get his family in trouble though, does she?
That's correct. So I don't think he knows that she knows.
Interesting.
Boys are bastards, honestly, they are.
I mean, yes, obviously he's very bad.
Is.
But she had a thing with him when she knew that
No, I was
he
going to
was
say
already
that.
entangled somewhere.
She does know he's with someone. So she's using this to her advantage of just thinking like, I've still got him.
Well, I'm confused, right? Because she says he started dating her a few weeks after our breakup. And then that's when he was calling saying I miss you and all that, right?
Right, okay.
And then she says I
slept
fell
with
for
him.
it and slept with him a few weeks ago, but I don't know if she means I go from like now knowing this information, or did she mean a few weeks after the guilt trip from him? But equally, I think she maybe still knew,
Yeah.
regardless of when it was. Do you know what the issue is though? See if she's the one that's had the flat and everything with him, she'll just feel that she's got the upper hand and it's okay for her to do that.
No, I agree with you on that.
Even though it isn't morally okay,
Correct,
right? Because
yeah.
you shouldn't get involved with someone else's man or girl. But it would be hard not to if you still had feelings there and you've been with them before.
I've done that before with my ex.
Oh, absolutely.
I have.
Because you do feel like he's mine.
Yeah. I mean, I was very young.
I know, me
but
too.
I definitely had that mindset of he's mine, which is so toxic.
No, I know, but I'm not judging her for that.
I'm not judging you either, hun.
And it's because I think it must be so difficult not to, especially if someone's telling you they still love you and all that as well. It's quite easy to get pulled back in. Especially if you're not moved on and you haven't got someone new and all that.
And you haven't got any loyalties to this girl, but you clearly are, you feel bad for her now.
I do think I would do the same and not get involved, though, I'll be honest.
I wouldn't.
I just don't think it's worth it.
It's all being a girl's girl and that, but she really isn't. He and her are really not your issue. Like, just needs to, you don't know what he's telling her either.
Exactly.
Do you even know if they are actually together, though, still?
And also, maybe he's went over and seen her and thought, by the way, I fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and she might say, yeah, I know, cool story. To the girl if she did tell her, do you know what I mean? I do think it's so hard, like, if you know information, whether you should tell or not, because you're kind of letting someone live on not knowing the truth about something, but then if it's nothing to do with you, then...
I know. So it's a hard one. You never know, she might be shagging her ex as well.
Well, that's true.
I'd say don't get involved. I mean, does she ask us our advice? She just wants to just offload, get it off her plate.
She wanted to offload, get it off that plate of hers.
Fair fucks, honey.
And I hope she now feels better about it.
Yeah. And you know what? This may get back to that person. And he may then realise who he really wants.
I know, maybe he'll come running back.
Don't you take him back, love.
I was just going to say, maybe he'll come running back and you say, get yourself so far.
Get yourself so far back. Okay, this is a good one. Hi, my girls. My dilemma this week is I've sold my flat and I'm looking to buy a new flat, and it's all such a stress. I feel like the experts for advice in this field are essentially also the salespeople looking to make commission on you buying from them, and that it's all just such smoke and mirrors. The way that flat houses sales work with the home report value and then the offers over stuff is such a flawed system, and it's a real slog. Obviously feel very lucky to be in this position, but it feels like such a huge life decision that you usually have to make after 15-minute viewing. So fair, by the way.
No,
I just wondered if any pod pigs have any advice, or you girls have any advice. I'm also needing to pack up and move, and wow, I wish I could just tap into the amazing sister method, but their Insta and tips have definitely got me in a good brain space for tackling it. Oh, that's cute. I could not agree more on the flawed Scottish system of housing market. I guess you're only used to that, but the whole home report, market value, what it goes for, what it goes over, and you need that in cash. It is mind-blowing. It's almost like that figure that you see on Rightmove needs to be scrapped, because
there's no point in it, really.
There's no point in that. You've got the home report, and then now everything's going at 20% over, and if you go over, you have to have that in cash.
Yeah.
Who has that sort of money in cash? I know people do, but most people don't, and that's why you're always outbidded, because the places that you want go to a closing date, you're outbidded by someone that's got a big lump sum of cash, or the first time buyers are more of a favourable buyer to the seller. It's really, really tough market, I think.
But also, if you're the first time buyer, you quite often don't have a wad of cash because you've not sold a place.
Yeah.
Or you don't have a place to sell. I do know what she means, though. It's like the people who know this, unless you've got someone who works in the field close to you, the people who you can ask for advice are also the ones that just want the most money out of you.
Yeah, so I met up my friend yesterday. She's just buying a really fancy flat in the West End, and she showed me the listing on Rightmove. And for what she bought it for, it is extremely over that. I was shocked by that. She said the housing market at the moment is through the roof. However, a good tip she said to me was that I asked her who she was selling it through, what estate agent, and they take roughly around like 1%. And she said that this place took 0.5%. So that's why she went with them. But she ended up bartering with them and got them down to 0.4%. And I never knew you could do that with estate agents. You could actually...
I wouldn't do that to a single person. I forget that, like, that's a thing in life.
Yeah. And she got them down to 0.4. I cannot for the life of me remember the name. I hadn't heard of them.
Upload the boards?
No, it wasn't them. Upload the board. But yeah, so there are places out there that you can definitely have a little back and forth with. And then she had the whole stamp duty thing on top, and I was like, fuck that.
I honestly think in these situations, like, I'm very guilty of forgetting that I'm a grown woman. So it's kind of like you kind of just need to put your big girl shoes on and like pretend you're your parent in the situation. What would your parents say? Like, they'd be like, is it really worth it? Whereas I'd be like, okay, no problem.
I know.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so
like,
true.
just ask around. And
But I never knew you could do that though.
no, I know. But I even mean just in terms of like, they're saying that this is a good thing. Is it really?
Yeah.
You maybe are second guessing it, or they just try to sell me a place. I think the only thing you can do in that situation, ask a million questions to different people.
Yeah.
And then you'll kind of get a common ground.
And you've got your whole mortgage rates as well, which are all over the place at the moment. Then you've got the transfer of a mortgage to another property if you want to keep it. I think if there's any girlies listen to this that work in like home mortgages or you are estate agents, anonymously send us your tips in. Send us your tips for any of our listeners and their first time buyers, and we can help the girlies out.
I've got a client that does that.
Who?
Lynn Mackay, mortgage advisor on Instagram.
Amazing.
I actually think from working with someone in that field, if you are feeling a bit kind of stuck or you're not sure who to trust or whatever, reach out to maybe someone that does it independently, because they are more likely to, obviously you can't speak for everyone, right? But if they're like almost like a one-man band, they're going to want to help people more and have a more personal experience rather than like you're working for a firm that's not your own and it's a tick in the box exercise. So that might be a good way to maybe feel a bit more comfortable.
Yeah.
Like kind of understand exactly what you can afford. That's kind of thing she'll do, is like give you your exact budget, look at all your monthly spendings and everything. Obviously that's more mortgage specific.
Yeah.
But there's obviously loads of things around that actually guide you to the final process anyway. So that might be an option.
Check us out.
Check us out. We're strong independent ladies.
Independent ladies. We've actually got a few other dilemmas that we'll move over to side dish with, but there was one, a few people have messaged Zoe about this hairbrush dilemma that you had last week that I think you should share.
It's still a dilemma, by the way, that I've not solved yet, because obviously people have just messaged in, but I burnt another hairbrush this morning.
Did you?
Okay, well, someone wrote in the Superdrug Large Detangler hairbrush. Looks quite good. Not for like a blow dry though.
But that looks like the one that the other girl sent you as well.
Does it? Right, let me see.
I reckon your Tangle Teaser, you need the air vents behind it, and that's probably why it's melting. Do you know what I mean by that?
Oh yeah, so this other one says, Tangle Teaser, do a good one. It has a bit in the middle for hot hair to escape from, meaning it doesn't melt or go static.
There you go.
Right, okay. Well, that does look quite good. But then someone also messaged me one that looks good, right?
We'll add these to our newsletter.
Oh, I get this listed, girls. And it's from Salon Services.
Yeah.
It's £24, so it's not
cheap.
too steep, but not too...
Yeah.
It's not just your pound one
Yeah.
for boots, you know what I mean? Barnum, I can't say the second word right, but we will link it, but the makes Barnum, and that's a round kind of blow dry one, and you can get it in different sizes.
Lovely.
So depending on how bouncy you'd want your hair.
Yeah.
But it's good to know people have got recommendations for that thing.
We actually have quite a lot of recommendations from our... I'll just end on this one message.
Go for it.
Hi guys, listen to the pod today about products you can't live without, and I have two. Yes to the Mitchum roll-on, but honestly, trust me when I tell you to use the roll-on, let it dry a little, and then the Mitchum spray on top. It locks it in and it lasts all day.
Right.
Great tip.
Okay.
Number 2, Zeo Skincare Gentle Cleanser for us girlies with sensitive skin. Because me and you love the
Exfoliating one, right.
I used the exfoliating one and it totally fucked my skin barrier. Ooh, was having bad breakouts and thought it was my skin purging, but no, it was just too much for my skin. And then I switched to the gentle cleanser and my skin has never been better. Honestly, it's fixed almost instantly and lasts just as long as the exfoliating one. Zeo Moisturiser, also pricey, but it's top tier.
That's good to know, by the way, because I'll be honest, I just assumed that was the only cleanser they had.
I'll be honest with you, same. I didn't know they did another one.
Because you've never heard anyone not just using... Do you know, I might try that because I feel like I don't know if I need the exfoliating one all the time.
Yeah.
Do you know
don't need to exfoliate your face every day.
No.
I haven't used that in ages. I haven't used it in so long, and I you know what, I miss it because it does last ages and it's beautiful.
Feels nice.
Feels gorge. But yeah, some great tips there. Please send them in. Everybody, anything you want us to know, anything you're loving, just send it us. If you're on Patreon, send us a picture.
It's never too late to jump on a topic, by the way.
Never, ever, ever. The girlies freaking love it. Ching, ching, ching. Right,
Jess wants me to look at the camera more.
Yeah, she needs to engage. Look into my eyes. My eyes around the eyes, not in the eyes.
I get nervous. Okay, well, we'll see you inside dish if you're cool enough. Okay.
Bye, love you.
Bye.